Marry me?
Yes, I will.
To love and to rule?
Yes, I will.
Reach up for
Not too sure.
for the love.
2 years I will marry you. I'll come it for you. If you give me a chance, I'll cook for you. Now my head will carry you. Oh yes, I will marry you. I'll come it for you. If you give me a chance, I'll cook for you. Now my head will carry you.
The day you agree to marry me, now that day your story change. Because I will show you love. I will give you care. I will give you kabaki. Treat you get a chicken head. No flowers here we can't run. I will make you real with you. Now not back at you. When you go with by your own neighborhood. When they see you, respect. Now the only thing they will give you. The only thing you will like. Now they will what you not ask me for. You won't feel your head at night. You won't play your news. Where you want to? You won't go up and touch you. You won't go to places. Don't worry. You already get a mental sorry. Smile now. Can't hug me now. You won't kiss me anywhere. Go ahead and kiss me now.
They know that I want you. I can make it without you. Don't beat that can't do. The things you not do for me. Baby, can't let me love for you. I want that don't say like you can buy me all.
When you say MC for Ali exclusive.
I'm a mermaid.
I need drum, yeah. I need drum.
I'm not allowed to play again for you. I can't lie to you. You know why? Because I won't spend the rest of my life with you. Won't come in here and take it big. You will take it too. You know why? Because my when you look good. See your fan said that. I call up present my dad. Will you marry me?
Yes, I will.
Love and carry.
Yes, I will.
To love and to rule.
Yes, I will.
Reach up for.
Not too sure.
Will you marry me?
Yes, I will.
To love and to rule.
Yes, I will.
Reach up for.
Not too sure.
For the love.
2 years I will marry you. I will come it for you. If you give me a chance, I will cook for you. Now my head will carry you. Oh yes, I will marry you. I will come it for you. If you give me a chance, I will cook for you. Now my head will carry you.
The day you agree to marry me, now that day your story change. Because I will show you love. I will give you care. I will give you kabaki. Treat you get a chicken head. No flowers here we can't run. I will make you real with you. Now not back at you. When you go with by your own neighborhood. When they see you, respect. Now the only thing they will give you. The only thing you will like. Now they won't what you not ask me for. You won't feel your head at night. You won't play your news. Where you want to? You won't go up and touch you. You won't go to places. Don't worry. You already get a mental sorry. Smile now. Can't hug me now. You won't kiss me anywhere. Go ahead and kiss me now.
They know that I want you. I can make it without you. Don't beat that can't do. The things you not do for me. Baby, can't let me love for you. I want that don't say like you can buy me all the good. Oh. Baby, can't let me love for you. I want that don't say like you can buy me all the good. Oh. Rub my body, baby. Kiss me in the public. Anytime you're ready, must say do I am ready. Rub my body, baby. Kiss me in the public. Anytime you're ready, must say do I am ready.
Will you marry me?
Yes, I will.
Love and carry.
Yes, I will.
To love and to rule.
Yes, I will.
Reach up for.
Not too sure.
Will you marry me?
Yes, I will.
To love and to rule.
Yes, I will.
Reach up for.
Not too sure.
For the love.
2 years I will marry you. I will come it for you. If you give me a chance, I will cook for you. Now my head will carry you. Oh yes, I will marry you. I will come it for you. If you give me a chance, I will cook for you. Now my head will carry you.
want you back it up on me. This a girl a wine in a time. I move around like she don't have no spine. The next thing, don't she find? She have the rest of them a wait in a line. Oh gosh, champagne a pop and we so fast. Weed in a spliff, no allow that. Girl, back it up, make me hold that. This girl's on a level right now. I match to the bass and the treble right now. Wine for the real, them a crown. Bedroom bullying up, me now pop down. Fast, fast, slow, slow. Anywhere you want, baby girl, go. Bounce up and down like a pro, go. Girl, you want it, they know, yo. Rip on the scene, heavy movement. You and your team, yeah, them can't intervene, right? You know another style where you got this, so won't you back it up on me? I love the way you whine in your pop waist, don't tease till they're making me all right. So smooth when you move to the groove, you're the truth, baby, back it up on me. Yeah, I love the style where you got this, so won't you back it up on me?
Back it up on me, telling me that you want me, baby girl, if you loving tonight. Right, baby, I'm in town. Know that it's going down. You know that I'm only here for one night. You know what he won't do, girl, he won't do. Yeah. You know why I probably put that thing upon you. Right. Looking at you, looking like you really want to. Yeah. There's nothing on this earth, baby girl, I won't do. Girl, cause we turning up. Shots on deck, cause we burning up. Take you back to the telly, throw it up. Take you back to the telly, throw it up, girl, throw it up. Oh, yeah. Looking at your friends like you don't care. Girl, cause the Grey Goose is in here. Oh yeah, we in here.
You know I let it stay where you got this, so won't you back it up on me? I love the way you whine in your pop waist, don't tease till it making me honest. So smooth when you move to the groove, you're the truth, baby, back it up on me. Yeah, I love the style where you got this, so won't you back it up on me?
Do you know that maintaining clean and sufficient amount of oil is the perfect solution to preventing too much friction and overheating of your car engine? Remember that dye particles are deadly to your engines. So too is the use of the wrong kind of oil. Stop using recycled oil products on the market. Sonoco Premium Super Fleet Engine Oil is now in Liberia. The Premium SAE 50, Premium 15W40 for both gasoline and diesel engines. Once there is an engine, Sonoco has the lubricant. You can now change your engine oil after every 3 to 4 months. Since 1886, Sonoco Oil Company is supplying oil to over 85 different countries around the world. With Sonoco products, there is no more damage to your engines. Macintosh Incorporated, a Liberian company located on Weaver Street, AB Talbot Road in Pinsville, is the sole importer and country distributor of Sonoco and other U.S. lubricant brands. Call cell numbers 0880-535-508, 0777-677-633. That's your quality assurance.
It is often said insufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. That is why I introduce to you a company with magic, SM Group Incorporated. SM Group Incorporated is an internet technology company that provides the best quality and cheapest internet services, including IT management services, supplies of IT equipment, networking, mobile app and software development, structured cabling, and web design. We also develop POS cash register system for small businesses like mini-mart, supermarket, restaurants, and bar, hotel management software for reservations and online booking. SM Group Incorporated installs biometric systems that include hotel door locks and access control, database, CCTV security, and motion sensor system installation with 24/7 monitoring and cloud backup storage with mini solar backup power system. Coming soon is the SM Group SASE Net, which will deploy hundreds of Wi-Fi hotspots across the city. with high-speed, affordable broadband internet service for less than $100 Liberian dollars. For more information, visit our website at www.smgroupincorporated.net or email us at info@smgroupincorporated.net or call cell numbers 0777-881-881. We are located at the intersection of Kerry and Center Streets in Monrovia.
Like a sakura, your body is.
Peter Massaquoi Insurance Agency is the name that counts when you talk quality and affordable insurance services. Located in central New Jersey, Peter Massaquoi Insurance Agency provides homeowner insurance, commercial and business insurance, auto insurance, life insurance, and a lot more. We partner with over 20 top-rated companies to ensure we provide affordable pricing and quality services to our clients. Not only that, we also offer free financial planning consultation, and we are licensed in 20 states across the USA. At Peter Massaquoi Insurance Agency, our staff are well trained to handle all your insurance needs. Visit our website on www.pmassinsurance.com or call us on phone number 609-571-3037. That's 609-571-3037. Peter Massaquoi Insurance Agency, your low-cost insurance partner.
Come fight me.
Do you need a car?
Ready for an upgrade?
Then come to Sika Motors, sole distributors of Toyota vehicles, Mitsubishi vehicles, and Yamaha motorbikes, genuine accessories and spare parts.
You name it, we have it. We have the 2022 brands of Toyota vehicles. Select from our new Toyota Starlight,
Toyota Belter, Toyota Rush.
We've got the best deal in town through our Sika Motors financing schemes with selected banks, EcoBank Liberia and UBA Liberia, starting at the lowest as 500 USD. You won't believe these prices. Come for quality, reliability, and durability. Take a spin and let's make a deal.
Sika Motors on the UN Drive at Sayotown, Bushra Island, or call Sika Motors on +231 775 987 758 or email cmarketing@cfao.com. Sika Motors, drive with confidence.
We all know the headache we go through sending money to our loved ones, friends, and family in Liberia. High fees, long lines in banks, the usual complaint of the system being down, such a waste of time and energy. That is why I was very happy when I learned that SendWave is now in Liberia. So now I can send money anytime from anywhere directly from my smartphone to the MTN Lone Star Cell mobile money account of a loved one, friend, or family within seconds for just a tiny fee. So download SendWave now to your phone from your Apple Store or Google Play Store. Add your details, and don't worry, they are very safe and secure. And start sending money today. Don't forget to insert the promo code COSTA to get free $5 credit added to your first transfer. SendWave is secure, super fast, and by far the most affordable way to send money to Liberia. I'm Henry P. Costa and a very happy customer. Thank you.
Welcome to today is the 8th day, of September 2022. The time in Monrovia is exactly 10:30 a.m. The time in Delaware is 6:30 a.m. and it's a wonderful thing to be here. We're glad to have Waka back with us today. He was a little under the weather yesterday. All these heavy rains. Waka, what are you doing about the rain, man? All the heavy rain, my man. Why the rain they be making you feeling sick all the time? They got a lot of natural medicine there for the rain, my man. Huh?
The rain, my man. The rain yesterday, it wasn't easy.
Yeah, I saw my man Joe wearing sweater. I said, "Talkie, what? To see Joe wearing sweater? Like, bro, what can be hot like that, my man? You wear sweater, and I easy. Yeah, but it's good to be here. It's good to have you back here this morning. We have a very important guest this morning. Former Minister of National Defense, Honorable Brownie Jeffrey Samukai, who won the Lofa County race and of course was cheated out of it. And he will be our guest this morning to discuss something else that's very important. Yesterday, the president made a few nominations in government, or appointments, as you call them, and former Senator-elect Brandon Samukai will be speaking specifically to the appointment of the nomination of Judge Yami Kwekwebeze to the Supreme Court bench. And a very interesting piece there. We've got some evidence to that effect we will be dealing with this morning as well. The U.S. Embassy near Monrovia, has put out a memo to government officials going to the UN General Assembly with George Weah this month, September. Interestingly, the U.S. Embassy has issued very strict new requirements. These requirements are very new, They are strange too. We will have the memo yet. We will be discussing the memo this morning. The Americans are playing phone, with the government. These restrictions are new. We'll also be talking about Musa Belete's press conference yesterday, or an interview yesterday. I watched a little bit of it, just a little bit of it. Not because I find the man entertaining, but I do find him amusing and incredulously ridiculous. Something he said that I think we'd like to speak to, talking about they will resist any effort, any attempt for Yomli Kanga Lawrence to be named running mate to Joe Boakai. Boakai, if that is not crazy to you, I don't know what could possibly be crazy. You say you suspended the woman as political leader. You say that you own the Liberty Party now.
You get it already.
The rich man will come in with all the women. Then now you say you vest that somebody want make her vice. They want make her running mate. And fellow Liberians, please don't say vice running mate. I beg you. Oh my God, that one again sounds so funny to me. It's either vice presidential candidate or running mate. Don't say vice running mate. I can't ugly. Oh, it's too bad. The both men call it tautology. Unnecessary use of words. Tautology. So, then also petroleum prices have reduced just a little bit. We have the latest circular year for the month of September. We have it here. So let's start with the ability issue. But before we go to the ability issue, did you listen to the opinion poll? My man Solomon Fanier laughing. Solo, good morning. Solo, that crazy guy. Solo wrote a comment. He likes to write this particular comment and say this particular thing all the time. And every time I read it, I laugh. Solo says, Solo, what is it you say? What is it you always say? The way dog looks at holy water. I don't know where that one came from, but Solo likes to say the way dog, D-O-G, looks at holy water. He said dog gives holy water a very bad apple. I don't know why dog doesn't like holy water, according to Sulu. But anyway, Musa Belete is saying, so all of this stems from this. This past weekend, the Liberty Party organized a fundraiser in Grand-Bassa. It's widely attended. Members of other collaborating political parties members went there too. And of course, Uncle Joe was there. Joe Boakai was there. And it was a beautiful event. And at that event, I mean, something happening to Musa Belete. Clearly, something has got to be happening to Musa Belete. At that event, fundraiser event, it was a beautiful, colorful event. I would have attended had I been, if I were home. So, Belete called the press conference. In fact, he did a post. They seen the we will not allow that nonsense. Nobody Martinza think that they can be trying to be running mate. But wait now. Hey, Jelle, you tell men say you not want a man. And guy? Then the man go, the man get different woman, then he say, no, we will not allow it. I will not allow you to get different women. What wrong with you? Why are you talking about you won't go get married? But wait now. You say you don't want a man. The man leave. Boga, is the radio on? Please check. You say you don't want the man. The man leaves, he goes. Then you complain that he's with another woman. Why are you complaining? Belete says Yombly is suspended. Belete said Yombly is not in charge of the party. He is. So why is Belete complaining that Yombly associates with Joe Boakai and that Yombly's name is being mentioned to be running mate to Joe Boakai? Joe Boakai has not picked a running mate. Joe Boakai and I, we are like this. Very, very close. When Joe Boakai picks a running mate, I would know. Before he picks a running mate, I would know. I'm not bragging now. We are close. But Yombly is in the conversation for running mate. That is a fact.
Yep.
Yombly Kanga Lawrence, Senator Grand Bassa County, is in the conversation for running mate. That is a fact. But Boakai, I will put it to you. Why is Belete so agitated? My nephew. Boakai, please let me ask my nephew a question. Musa Keita, my own nephew. Why is Belete so agitated that Yombly is in the conversation for vice president? Let my nephew answer that question. But now I will go to Boakai. Boakai, what do you think is Belete's problem?
Belete knows that the entire party is settled around Yombly, and they don't. So if they're negotiating for her
Sorry for interrupting you. You did not confirm whether we are on the radio or not. Please confirm. No.
All right.
What is it,
I'm trying to confirm.
Okay, please proceed. Proceed. Sorry for interrupting you. Proceed.
So Belete knows that Yombly, Delon, and Bazolen are the real owner of the Liberty Party.
Mm-hmm.
He go up and down, no matter what the situation is, he can change the reality of that. So anything that will happen or anything that he can do to destabilize the Liberty Party or to make Yombly not to have voice or control over the Liberty Party, he can go all out. So now he realized that me sitting here, Yombly running for the vice presidency position to Mr. Boakai is something that is not good. I need to wake up. I need to stand up to the reality right now and stop to watch.
But Boakai, please, I will ask you whether you ability or you inability mind, because I know you're not inability mind, but I'll pretend that you are. Boakai, why on an issue now? What be an issue? You say the woman, you suspended her, even though the Supreme Court recognizes her as the political leader. She's in the conversation for vice president. What will be your issue?
The issue there now for Belete is that, like I said, Costa, once Yombly go as vice running mate to Boakai,
no vice running mate, running mate of running mate. Yeah.
Running mate to Ambassador Boakai, there'll be absolutely nothing left for him.
So it is that Yombly will not pursue her own political aspirations.
Yeah.
He won't be representative in Nima County. Yombly wants to be vice president. So Yombly must leave her own, must not pursue her own. She must say that. I mean, so what does he expect Yombly to do? What, I mean, seriously, this does not make sense. So I'm wondering, right? It does not make sense. Oh, my people, what you think is happening to Musa Belete here? He said, that nonsense here, we will not allow it. We will not allow Yombly to be running mate. Oh, but when not, Boakai? What thing you will not allow? What thing do you control that you will not allow? Is Yombly living with you?
No, probably his expectation from the program was like they will go have a program and it will not be well attended or they will not raise much fund. But when the result came out, he saw or he heard about it, He said, no, I need to do something quick. I need to come up with a few statements to make.
But how could he stop Yombly? Okay, how could Belete stop Yombly becoming running mate? How? And he said he's gonna go to Koro.
That's what he said.
I saw a part of the man interview that he did yesterday. The man said he's gonna go to court to stop Yombly from trying to be running mate. I mean, boy, something wrong with Musa Belete, oh my people. You need to carry the ball to the crazy camp. Something wrong with the ball. Because whether you like Yombly or not, this is not the issue. The issue is what is happening to Belete. Why is Belete talking like he's going crazy? You're gonna go to court to stop Yombly from becoming running mate to Joe Baka if Joe Baka decides to carry Yombly? I mean, so what is going on? You say the woman has been suspended. You say you are the head of the party. Then you say you're going to go to court to stop the woman from being running mate.
What I think he should be doing now is that.
So his strategy is, as long as you keep Yombly in the Liberty Party, like she in the Liberty Party, but you say, I don't understand it. It does not make sense to me. Anyway, we'll ask our people what they make of it because it doesn't make sense to me at all. No sense whatsoever. It does not make sense to me. But Baka, if you got anything else to say it so we can move forward to another subject.
Yeah, the issue about I see people asking us. We didn't talk about the issue at the the Liberal Senate, the bill they passed and blah blah blah. We started this conversation before others.
Okay, why would they say that? Now we the one broke the news.
That's what I'm saying now, because I see people writing, they don't sign up to Sunday. Costa is keeping mute on it. No, we started this way back. We broke the news. We talked about it that day, and everybody that followed the show that particular day, they knew our standpoint on a particular situation. And
we are against the bill.
We're not talking about it. That's not fair to us, man. We talk about it. We broke the news.
Let me say this. We are against the so-called Pension and Benefit Scheme Act. That bill is bad for the people. And the future government, if Joe Baka is the president, when Joe Baka is the president, we will make sure Joe Baka does not pay any pension benefits. Because the country cannot afford it. Simple. We'll say we can pay. Get out of the court. The country cannot afford it. The government cannot afford to pay millions of dollars to former lawmakers and former judges. I'm not saying they shouldn't get pension, but that money is just too much. We cannot afford to pay it. It is as simple as that. But we broke the news, folks. For those of you who do not know, we broke the news. So we broke the news on this platform. We posted about it on Facebook the day before we broke the news. So we said it is wrong. We are against it. We're against it. It's wrong. The country cannot afford to pay all our money to those people. We cannot afford to pay that money. It's just too much money. So we are against it 100%. Not even 99%, 100%. So die there, my people. Die there. Die there, Mazari there.
Now God be doing so.
Now God be doing so. But our other conversations, our other talking points here. Let me say this to you, Bwakai. This ability issue here, those of you who are family members of Musa Ability, you need to go and you need to talk to him because something happening somewhere. Because they won't hear that happening now. It's not normal. It's not normal. Something is happening to brotherability. They're not a business whether Yombly is running mate or not running mate. Yombly is the head of Liberty Party. You say you've suspended Yombly, then you're complaining that Yombly, you will not allow Yombly to be running mate. So you control Yombly now?
You are controlling your life.
So you control a woman's life now. That you control her life now, that she will not be running mate to anybody because it's against your interests. But how does Yombly becoming running mate affect you now? You say you're the man in the party, you control the party. Then what are you worried for? Exactly. The other man say, because I want you become senator, you will not get a pension. I don't need pension. I don't need pension. And besides, they might not get that kind of pension to them. The money too much. It's not fair to the Liberian people. If I were in the Senate today, I would vote against that particular pension bill. And I not only would I vote against it, I will come to the public and tell you that it is wrong. And I genuinely believe that it is wrong. The pension is bad. The country cannot afford to pay millions of dollars to lawmakers when they retire. We cannot afford to pay that. You're telling us to pay senators 50% of their salary and their benefits? That's over $5,000 US a month. We cannot afford to pay. It is wrong. I'm against it. We broke the news and we stand on we maintain our position. The pension is evil, is wicked. And when Joe Biden becomes president, I will impress upon him to not honor that pension law because the country cannot afford it. We don't have the money. And that is what I believe. Doesn't matter what I'm running for senator or not. That money too much. Yeah. The person is wrong. Okay. So let's go to the issue of the U.S. Embassy. Baka, did you listen to the Joy FM opinion poll yesterday?
Yeah, I didn't listen, but people said that you want landslide again on Joy.
Let's play a little bit of the Joy FM opinion poll yesterday, Baka. Just a little bit of it. What do you say?
Yeah, before going to the U.S. Statement,
yeah, let's play a little bit of the Joy FM opinion poll from yesterday. Just a little bit.
Yeah. Let's go. Hello, good evening. Good evening. Yeah, I'm calling from the country of Louisiana. Let's get you from Louisiana. Henry Costa. Thank you so much. 92. Let's go. Hello, good evening. Yeah, my name is Matali. Henry Costa. Henry Costa from Matali. Thank you so much. 0881-105-105 is the number to call. 0881-105-105 is the number to call. Sir Joseph Pedro Henry Costa from Montserrat County, 2023. Let's hear your vote. Let's go to this line. Hello. 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 Let's hear you. Yeah, Costa. I'm Gisano. Gisano Costa. Thank you so much. Let's see whether we can go to this end. Hello. Hey, Uncle Carol. Let's hear you. Yeah. Well, that's what the RC said. Thank you, man, Uncle Carol. Let's go to this line. Hello, good evening. Hello. Good evening. I'm good. I do come from Senegal. Today, indeed. I go for Henry Costa. Henry Costa, 2023, Montserrat County Senator. Wow,
There have been 4 opinion polls conducted since we posted on Facebook that we are running. We have won all of these 4 opinion polls by wide margin. Waka, is it not the same trend we saw when Dylan was running?
That's the same trend.
The exact same trend we saw. We won every single opinion poll. We've won it. This one was conducted yesterday on Joy FM. They took 50 calls. Henry Costa received 49 calls. Sir Joseph received 1 call. 50 calls, 49 to 1. Listen to a little bit of this, then we'll move on to our next subject.
Go to this line. Hello, good evening. Hello. Let's hear you. This is William from Loki Town. Let's hear you from Loki Town. Yeah, Henry Pedro Costa. Henry Pedro Costa, a talk show host against Ebola hero. Hello. Good evening, man. Welcome. Don't mind me. Let's hear you. Hello. Hello. Okay. So I will now take you off the license. Hello. Go ahead. Let's hear you. Henry Costa, thank you so much. Henry Pedro Costa. Thank you. Henry Pedro Costa, I think I marked that. Yeah. 0881105 is the number to call. Hello. Hello, sir. Hello. Hello. Okay.
All right, folks. There you have it. We didn't hold that opinion poll. That opinion poll was conducted by another radio station. Out of 50 calls, we won 40. We won 49. We didn't host the poll. 49 out of 50. Jesus. Every single Red Power FM, Joy FM, D15, Prime FM, Fabric FM, every single opinion poll we have won. We did not control. We did not organize the poll. What do you think is going on, Baka?
Yeah, like you said in Dylan case, it just was repeating itself right now. So there are just few things need to be welcome and reach out to certain people.
We will, Baka. And all we're coming home for.
Yeah. When I'm in a community, listen to people. Since you declare, a lot of people have been reaching out. I want to be this person in my community. I want to represent Costa in my community, but we just need to work up on certain things. I said, let him come in Liberia. Yeah. We all will come on the table and discuss that.
Yeah, we certainly will. But yeah, that was an opinion poll done by by Joy FM yesterday. I don't run Joy FM. We don't own Joy FM. And you heard the callers. 49 votes for Costa, 1 vote for Sir Joseph. Okay, so we're going to move on to this memo from the United States Embassy. Okay, this is important. Let's read the memo. This is important. U.S. visa guidelines for foreign delegations attending UN General Assembly. High-level week. This is from the embassy in Monrovia. Listen to this stuff, folks. UNGA 77 begins on September 13, 2022 and ends in September 2023. UNGA 77, okay. UNGA 77 high-level week is September 19th to the 23rd, with a general date beginning on September 20 and concluding on or about September 27th. During the general debate, representatives from each UN, blah, blah. Okay, this is all, that's not essential, but let's go to the essential part of this memo. The Department of State requests, this is from the Department of State, their memo is coming from where?
The Department of State.
The Department of State. My people, you're listening. The people not change the rules for the government when it comes to visas. Just listen to them. I will publish a document today. The Department of State requests that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs confirm if President Weah and which other senior government officials plan to be in New York during UNGA high-level week.
So, Costa, wait. Costa, wait.
Okay, I'll wait.
Yeah. So up now, the government haven't confirmed whether the president will be attending or not.
No. As of the date of this memo, I don't have the date of the memo, but the memo was done, I believe, a few days ago. They had not confirmed yet, but I'm pretty sure they've confirmed now. But that's not the issue. The issue is, why is the Department of State asking the Liberian government to confirm whether George Weah will attend the UN General Assembly or not? That the Department of State business? Normally the Department of State can find out. Normally they not get down. When you go, you go. When you not go, you not go. But why is the Department of State requesting the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Liberia to confirm if President Weah and other officials will be attending?
To confirm President Weah,
this is not a normal protocol by Brother Jeremiah T. This is a strange development, to borrow your words. They now used to do it their way. They never used to ask Jowia, please tell us whether you coming to UN General Assembly or not. The Department of State, they're not the UN. The Department of State is asking Jowia, please tell us whether you coming or you're not coming. If Jowia were going to attend a U.S. government event, then the Department of State can ask whether he's coming. But this is not a U.S. government event. This is a United Nations event. Why is the Department of State asking whether George Weah is coming or is not coming? Why? You understand?
Yeah, that alone will put fear in our brabio.
Listen, yeah. The B man said, my man, you think I may come to that meeting? I don't know what the mail come to the meeting. But why you asking what the mail come for?
Because have issue with the man. We want to know whether the mail come or not. We want to prepare.
But Bagay, they never used to ask whether the men coming or the men are coming. But why are they asking now whether the men will come to the UN? This is not a U.S. government event. This is a United Nations annual event. The UNGA happens every year since the UN was established. Francis Doe. Hey, my dear brother Francis Doe. One love, my brother. One love to you. Francis Doe. A strong fighter. My man, I received my gifts, man, from Chairman Dugley. I love my gifts. Thank you so much, my brother. I love you. Francis Doe. So the question is, as my sister Kate Cottrell Johnson says, that's a $1 million question. Why is the U.S. Department of State asking the Liberian Ministry of Foreign Affairs to confirm if George officials of government will be attending the UN General Assembly? That one is interesting.
Why
couldn't that one doing Ellington?
Why the United Nations can ask that question, but the Department of State?
Exactly. Let me read further. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs. Let me read a memo further. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs is also requested. You see that? The Department of State is also requesting who? Who are they requesting?
The Ministry of Foreign Affairs.
Listen to this. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs is also requested to submit initial interim information to Embassy Monrovia by the department by September 1. What kind of thing they saw? Why is the U.S. State Department asking the Liberian government to submit that kind of thing stream? Why not 3 hour president? So why did not let it boil, man?
Some former government officials listening, or when Brennan Samukai came, I was asking.
Please tell what are the way they used to do it.
Yeah, if that how they used to do it before or not.
Hey man, my brother says, Sako, what kind of bad English they so, man? The English, the American speaking, they're not good English, man. Why they must be asking the ball? What are the ball? They must tell the embassy in Monroe, what are the ball coming? That one thing. Then number 2, they're asking the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to submit the initial interim information. They're gonna do initial information and all interim information. Yeah, Big Brother Sam Gay, we know you are in that field. He's an authority on the subject. He says the diplomatic security needs to know who all coming for protection purposes. That's true. But Big Brother, you are EPS boss. Did they ask the government to confirm in advance and all the kind of that plenty happening here? You Big Brother Sam Gay, just wait. I come to talk more. Wait. If sending a traveling delegation, we strongly encourage the government of Liberia to apply for U.S. visas as early as possible to ensure sufficient processing times. The UN visa needs to be automatic, okay? One person to the protocol person from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs can just take all the passport in big envelope and carry it to the embassy and just give it to the people. They put all the visa inside. But now they're talking about they're encouraging them to apply as early as possible to allow for sufficient processing. Sufficient processing time?
What sufficient? What a processing require?
I thought they used to, same day, people. I thought they used to put a visa inside, bang. You carry the passport, they put a visa inside, bang, you go. But why are they asking the people they might apply early for sufficient processing time? But yeah, they bomb here, yeah, the big bombs here, yeah, the big bombs here are coming to drop the one. Listen to the one coming to drop here. Then they go for the official visa applicants. That means the people who get official passport, the people who go in part of the official delegation. Official visa applicants must undergo all required screening and vetting. But while they're talking, they want the people they already know all the things here. They think they've been doing it since Chalekin time. Why the American talking the things now, man? Why they behaving like that, man? That government first time coming to America for UN General Assembly?
No.
How many times now? 4 times now.
Yeah, they've been going there.
So why are they telling them all the things here now?
Because you think they put it here in even the other official, not only the president now.
But listen. I'm a blessed. Man, you smart man. Listen, they say official visa applicants, all the people who want to go with Jawia, they say all of them must undergo all required, all, no exemption. But what American I can tell you they for, man. They never used to do the one before. They say all of them will undergo required screening and vetting, and clearance processing times may vary. Amen. So they say some people then will take long time, some people then will take short time to do the vetting, the security clearance and the vetting. So some men will not make the trip because they will be vetting you until the visa time pass, until the trip pass. Amen. The American people bow, including security advisory opinion, SAO, expedite requests for official and diplomatic travelers. My man, they said they will vet all the people, they will screen it, they will go through all kind of processes, and guess what they're doing again? They got to go in person for their interview. They want here, they know to do the one before. They want not fair to Jawia. You know to tell early people then to go in person for visa interview. Official them.
No.
Why they people not let it boy, man? They people not let it boy, man. Eh? Bagay. The people not let it boy.
But I heard something about September 1st. Is it the deadline for carrying the entire their visas to the embassy?
No. September 1st, they said by that time they must submit all their applications. But why Uncle Samuel added to us, man? Security vetting, SAO vetting, all kind of vetting that we never hear about it before. We never hear all the vetting there before. Why are they doing it to Jawia government now? Even 2018, the first time the ball came to the UN, they never did it to the ball.
No.
Why they doing it to the ball now?
Dedication with him. Huge dedication.
Yeah. But now know what they're saying. Bring your passport soon because we're coming to vet everybody. We're coming to do security screening. They're all processing. They're all clearing. Why are they doing all the things to the ball, man?
I think the American people hate the boy. Yeah.
They hate the ball, man. They don't love the ball. The Africa Black Diamond. The golden ball. Hey, man. But let's go to the lines and take some calls there. Hey, man. Why they put in the ball like this? So? Why they tell the boss say, now you're coming? You better tell when you're coming because we want to make sure you're sending all your documents and your passport then all soon because we'll do vetting, we'll do SAO vetting. Let me go read all the vetting the post they want to do. Let me say you the memo. The American boy not let it ball, man. It's not fair to the ball, man. The ball that the downtrodden massive hero. And you're treating the ball like this, so. But I hear the document as saying, look at the thing they say they want to. Official visa applicants must undergo all required screening and vetting, and clearance processing times may vary. including security advisor opinion. Look at that thing talking about security advisor opinion. You know what security advisor opinion mean? After they screen you, after they vet you, then they will go to the top diplomatic security and ask them, okay, do you think we will let John Brown come? They say, well, based on the attitude of John Brown and all the BP horses John Brown been building in the country, John Brown must not come. Hey, man. What they going to introduce the one they call security advisor opinion again, but they're going to go to special security people and then to just ask them, hey, man, I cry for the ball.
Because you think if I was
America too bad, man. That ball get a career. Why are you shooting the ball like this so man?
Because you think if I one of the government official and I've been involved into one thing to another, I've been involved into public corruption, I've been in the news, or I've been involved into something that the American I will go there.
But why they more already? They said they will do rigorous vetting. They will do security screening. Then from that, then they go do security advisory opinion again. Hey man, why they must do the ball government like this so? I mean, when they go security, when they finish vetting you, they finish screening you, then they gotta go do security advisory opinion again, boy guy. Why they want to do security advice? You know what security advisory opinion mean? You not go through the checkpoint. They put your bed down, they open it, the low inside, the low inside, the low inside, they say, okay, close it, go. Then you read in front again, they say, okay, but based on the way you're looking and based on your attitude, then we got to determine what again you'll go through. Hey, man, but I thought you been checking my bed first, man. The attitude, you're not correct, man. Y'all lead the ball, go, man. Let's go take some calls, boy. Let's go take some calls. They want you not correct. Now you will make it now, so man, when I won't go again, oh, boy.
Oh.
So man, when I apply for their visa,
yeah, but Costa, if I were there, I would not apply. Why waste my time to apply?
Oh, you will not go?
Sleeves? No. Only those that are clear we apply for that visa.
But you think the men who they not target for the Samsung, you think they too they will get them visa?
Costa, you think
because when the people say security advisor opinion, they got a special body within the U.S. diplomatic security office of the U.S. Department of State, right?
Yeah.
The little man said not there. They will look at everything, look at all whether you part of the list of people who will be sanctioned. Then they say, my man, the other man can go, the other man can go, the other man can go. But they never used to do the one before, man. They used to just get a visa to the people, no vetting, no nothing. They want
to just the memo,
man. I want the boss side that morning.
Just the memo when a foreign minister see the memo, he would never apply for visa. Ome Juguju be just doing affair.
You not think Ome Juguju will apply?
I beg you. La me will never apply.
But Ome Juguju that the dean of the cabinet, that the minister of foreign affairs, my man, you gotta be sitting down near the president. You think you will come?
No, somebody will fill in the gap.
But then that who will come because all the men around the men targeted for sanction. So that who will come now?
Samukai will stay calm. Samukai walk.
I mean, let's go take some calls. Open the phone lines. Ain't that fair, man? No, ain't that. What kind of screening they saw, man? They screening too much. You screen the man. Then you turn around again. You say, okay, after we put you through all the screening, then we will do security advisor opinion. Somebody gonna tell whether you can. Hey, man, ain't that fair? We're gonna go take some calls.
0770-102-102-86-0103-83 555. The WhatsApp number is +231 888-624171. Keep your calls coming in.
After they do all they want, then they will go get the people restricted visa. They will tell them, say you can only stop right within certain radius of the UN General Assembly, the UN headquarters. You can't go all over America. After you put them through all the kind of things, then you tell them say they are restricted, they can't move beyond certain area. Why are they treating the ball like this so, man? Saying the ball being president, the ball cannot go to a horse in Florida. The last time the ball came, the ball wanted to have party to a horse in Florida. The people said, no, we can't let you go to Florida. Your visa says you can only come to New York. How you a whole president? The man won't go have party to a horse in Florida. You say the ball can't go to a horse in Florida. The ball went to Michigan for that program. The governor of the state of Michigan had to write a special request inviting the man to Michigan. But they say for the ball to go to Michigan. He plane was taken from New York straight to Michigan. It can't stop nowhere, no transit. Hey man, why you doing all of that? The organized B program in Minnesota, they pay for the hotel or everything, the hall, everything for the ball to go to Minnesota. Citizen was celebrating, waiting for the ball to go to Minnesota. They tell the Minnesota governor said, you can't come to Minnesota. Hey man, why you treat the ball? They canceled the program. But let's take some calls, man.
All right, let's take this person on the line. Good morning.
Good morning, BJ.
Yeah, your name is joining us from?
Good morning, BJ.
Good morning. Your name is from?
Leader, Aaron back to the first time. Good morning, sir. This is Aaron back to the first time begins.
Good morning to you, man.
I want to say this. Musa Benedict just wasting time for nothing. He just wasting time. You know, Musa Benedict already frustrated. How will you control a grew-up person that the person say, if the person go and join another party or be a running mate to somebody, and then you revoke the person running mate or so what issue? He can't do nothing. He just frustrated. And the president told Master Kinia say he should follow behind him. And Master Kinia don't go, they will dismiss him. And then when he said free Johnson time there, Joria won't go. So they follow the Joria. Let's see what are now going to. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Let's take basketball from Unknown Destination. Basketball, good morning, welcome.
Yeah, good morning to you, Baka, and good to our little Heron P. Costa. Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
Amen. Baka, amen. Why am I be treating our president like this? But you too much. Amen. After checking your packet, after checking your shoe, so you want to tell me you be to the embassy, they will take all your shoe and all, they will take all your socks. Amen. They will check on your packet, checking your beer. Then from then on, they will tell you, say, you mustn't go anywhere again, but just go to the assembly. From the assembly, you come out of Labro. Amen. What are they treating all that day? Yeah, what are they treating all that day, man? Baka, this thing is very sad. This thing is bow. This thing, man. People, what are they doing to all now? But anyway, we just take it like that.
All right, thank you so much, Pastor Bob.
I'm hearing from a very good friend that from a credible source, Maxwell Kimaya might have been granted a restricted visa because the UN General Assembly are different thing. You understand? So they might have granted him a restricted visa. I cannot confirm 100%. Or authenticated 100%, but I'm hearing from a good friend who has it on good authority that Maxwell Kimaya was granted a restricted visa. That means that Bogo can move from New York. He can't go far. Even if he says, let's go Staten Island to go EGB, you will not be able to go there. You can't make it. You can't make it. Dang, you can't make it. They will arrest him. You got to stay right there in the UN area and just be looking there, jail in prison, and then he leaves. But let's go take some more calls. So we're hearing that he was issued a restricted visa. So my people, when you see Maxwell Kimaya coming to the UN General Assembly, you should understand that it is the United Nations General Assembly, and even Muammar Gaddafi, who used to have problem with America, he used to be able to come to the UN General Assembly. Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, an arch rival of the US, used to be able to come. Robert Mugabe used to be able to attend. Baba leaders can come. So just because you can get visa to come to the UN General Assembly and meet America, not get problem with you. But the restrictions they're putting them through, the vetting, the screening, and they're subjecting them to, these are not common. They are strange. We've never seen them before. Let's take more calls.
Let's take Bibra James.
Someday we will take Brandon Samukai.
Okay. This is journalist James Sakwe, and I'm calling from Waterloo, Iowa, USA. And Pedro, let me firstly take the time out. This entire thing about the Montserrat counties and the Torah seat, a lot of them are really worried. I'm talking about the likes of Snow, Sir Joseph himself, really worried. And Costa, let me tell you, and let me make it clear. Thousands of Liberians will turn out to support you. And we are here definitely standing by you, my brother. Go for it. The Liberian people are resolved. They're going to give it to you if you continue to watch and observe. The number of opinion calls is overwhelming, definitely, that these people in Montserrat will cast what I call like a protest vote is going to be, I mean, people will be very much angry voting against Sir Joseph and giving it to you. Again, I want to encourage you, go for it. You are going to get it. For all that you continue to do for the Liberian people. And let me tell you, Frankie, and get a boy who graduated from China. There's a boy who graduated from China where you advocated, I mean, the plane fare and the rest of it, and he left. Let me tell you, thank you for all you continue to do for the people of Liberia. Thank you.
Thank you, Big Brother James Akwe from Waterloo, Iowa. Listen, another very good friend and brother of mine has just confirmed to me that D. Maxwell Kimaya Ome Juguju was granted a 21-day restricted visa. So Kimaya will be coming. So when you see Kimaya, don't think say he not get trouble with America again. He get trouble with a UN visa. It's a special category visa, the restricted visa. So let's take them. I know the name of it, but let me just check to confirm it. So go and take some more calls about guy. Restricted UN visa is what Kimaya has been granted for 21 days.
Morning. Good morning, our hero. How you doing? This is Auda calling from Central Town. Let me say good morning. Happy to hear our hero to be contesting. No, yesterday I made several times to call on the show.
Go ahead, you are live, my brother. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. And that woman, she just let her do one more. Because she just want for people to know. That's why you know Hero is a lion. So anybody want for you to get recognition, you go.
Hey, man, but don't talk about nothing, man. Let's talk different thing, man. Let's talk different thing.
That man standing for court. Just to say that he are talking about you don't respect the women. What about that? So you want to tell me that?
But tell people we beg them, we thank them, but let's talk on it 1 year. That's important. You need a senator business. Let's talk it 1 year. I beg you. Thank you very much. I really love you. I appreciate you. But let's talk about it 1 year. Yeah, Baka.
Good morning.
Good morning, Baka. Good morning to our leader, Henry P. Costa. This is Vamuya calling from Minnesota. Thank you very much, President, our incoming President, Aaron Costa, 2029. So, what would you want to feel for George Weah? George Weah think he and the American people are equal because he finished getting small money from what he stole, during the presidency. You see the people that censor your body guys, three of them, they censor them. Then you get in mind, you take the children, the ignorant children, our people that they don't get opportunity to get good education, you take them, innocent children, and put them in the street to say, how they call it, censor, not censor, we'll vote for you. How can you challenge like that? How can you do things like that? You are one president. You don't behave like that. When they censor your people like that, you should sit down and think. They censor your son, your children. Then you say you want act like you know everything. They put a target in you.
All right. Thank you. Let's come back home and take this person. Good morning.
Good morning, Baba.
Yeah, welcome.
Good morning to Henry P. Costa. This is DJ Lume. Let me say thank you for the show this morning. But it's a cry out for the Liberian people, and the American will not get asked because they feel like acting. It's a complete challenge to President Weah to do the right thing for the Liberian people. As we are crying, listen to us. Now the Americans speaking for us. That we're going to be in there too. Ain't no broadcast on that when you do something, you carry the person to court. They say be in there, you can't do nothing. That we're going to be in there with America. So as me and whether America continue to hear our cry, we'll continue to complain to America. And Master Kimia, in the media, that you got restricted visa.
It's called a G2 visa.
So I'm worried that America is watching what our president. We have to take it from that and do the right thing for the Liberian people. Thank you this morning.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so from three credible sources now, Maxwell Kimaya was indeed granted a G2 visa. It's called a G2 visa, Waka. That is the name of that category of visa that's granted to foreign government officials to attend the UN General Assembly or other foreign events. It's called G2 visa, restricted G2 visa. Let's take some more calls there. Former Minister of Defense Brownie Samukai will join us shortly on the show. Just stay tuned. Let's take some more calls there. These new restrictions introduced, these new measures introduced by the U.S. State Department are very stringent and they are strange. And we're wondering, of course, clearly it depicts the mood of the temperature between the folks in our people and the United States. Relations are at an all-time low. They're strained, they're sour, they are not very, very good. And so we will take former Minister of Defense, the gentleman who won the Lofa County Senate race very overwhelmingly, definitively, but was cheated of that victory, will be our guest. We all know that since the DEVACO, former Minister Brian Samukai, has not been very vocal or has not been very, not much has been heard from him, but something has touched him and he wanted to speak out because it's important. Yesterday, President Weah made a number of appointments in government. And one of those appointments was that of the gentleman named Yami Kwekwebeze, who was a judge. And that judge was one of the judges that Brown Samukai's case had gone to. And in that particular case, and I have the evidence here, the documents I have in my possession, Yami Kwekwebeze introduced new evidence in the case that he manufactured. Evidence that was not even introduced by the government's lawyers. The prosecutors in the case did not introduce what is called Exhibit 12. Evidence marked Exhibit 12. Josh, but imagine going to a court. The government is suing you, right? And the government introduces all the evidence or the pieces of evidence against you to make the case. But then the judge, in his ruling, he introduces another evidence that the government lawyers themselves did not introduce against you. Okay, just imagine that for a moment. The government lawyers themselves were shocked that Yami Kwekwebeze, in his ruling against Brownie Samukai, introduced evidence that was never introduced by the lawyers throughout the case, Exhibit 12, that Brownie Samukai and his colleagues and his lieutenants at the ministry issued in their own names 5 EcoBank checks, drawing on that account, the pension account for the soldiers, that they issued themselves 5 checks. So guess what? EcoBank was contacted. Is it true? Did Brownie Samukai and his Deputy for Administration Johnson and Deputy and the others, did they issue themselves 5 checks? Did they write 5 checks to themselves? EcoBank said, no, we do not know of any 5 checks. We do not know of even 1 check. They said, but how could a judge say that? I'm just trying to lay the premise, and we have the document here. How could a judge say that? This is what happened. What the judge did was wrong. It was malicious, it was criminal, it was diabolical. With any civilized judiciary and country, that singular malicious introduction of evidence not provided by the state, fictitious fabricated evidence, was enough basis to throw out the government's case against Brownie Samukai and his co-defendants. But that is what Yami Kwekwebeze did. Kokpo has recommended Yami Kwekwebeze to succeed, to sit on the Supreme Court bench. The president has nominated him pending confirmation. So Brownie Samukai, who's one of the victims of Yami Kwekwebeze's malicious act, is here to speak to that, the man himself. Ladies and gentlemen, it is with pleasure that I bring on former Minister of National Defense, Brownie J. Samukai. Good morning, Chief.
Morning, Henry. How are you?
I'm doing very good. Waka, please do something about the phone lines, the feedback. We're not taking calls for now, so do something so that we don't get any feedbacks.
Yeah. I'm switching out of the off.
We're glad to have you, sir. It's good to have you this morning.
Well, thank you. I've never had the privilege to be on your platform this morning, and I'm very glad to be appearing in the offices and living rooms and private spaces of all of our listeners. I want to thank you for that privilege and opportunity.
The pleasure is all ours. Sir, here is the matter. You have not been very vocal. In fact, you've said very little since this ordeal that you suffered, which I believe which I condemn as a travesty of justice. But something touched your heart. Yesterday, you called me and said, Henry, this is what happened. And I'm not here to question the president's constitutional authority to nominate people to government positions. But on this particular nomination, I have an issue. And so you are here. Sir, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you very much for the privilege. I'd like to lay a premise first so that it is very clear from the very beginning, proceeding with our discourse, that this attempt is not, and I repeat, it is not in any shape or form a way to question or to bring into any argument the constitutional authority of His Excellency, Mr. President, to make any appointment as he chooses, and his desire to have somebody nominated for any given post, any place that is authorized by law. Neither am I here to make it appear as though to say there's a beef that I would like to address on anything that the president does. The president and I have no negative relations. He's the president of our country. I respect him greatly, and I admire his efforts that he's making. The issue in question for me is whether my conscience will be clear if I knowingly sit down and allow other information that people may not have not to come out to the public to review. Secondly, I think it's important that for too long, Liberians shove things under the rug. And we shove it under the rug to the point where the rug color has completely changed from white to we don't know what color it is, because we always say leave it with God. That is true. We leave things to God, but we have to let man know what they have done. It is in this context that I thought it was very important that I call you on a specific issue that had to do with what I experienced, me and my colleague experienced, including my lawyers. Don't forget, one of my lawyers was an associate justice of the Supreme Court. One of them is a human rights lawyer. Another one is a criminal lawyer, and many of them have many different specializations that they brought to bear. This was one specific issue on the 24th of March, 2020, that caught their attention. It caught their attention because it was new. It caught their attention because everything that was discussed during the trial, the deposition of the case, there was not a single incident, a line, a time, a point in which this specific part of the ruling that the judge had mentioned had ever come about. So at the end of the ruling, when he got to reading his ruling, he was really sweating. I mean, he was sweating as though to say a bucket of water have actually wasted. So we went in the back of the court, my colleagues and myself. We went to the clerk of the court. That's what you do. Before you see the judge, you see the clerk. We went to the clerk of the court and said, look, the judge had just read certain elements in his ruling that talks about Exhibit 12. We would like to see Exhibit 12. And the clerk, being a very administrator of the court, made it available. He himself went and opened it. Just take document over 170, 180 something pages and got to the exhibit and show out the exhibit to us, Exhibit 12. Exhibit 12 were only 7 sheets. Without any, I repeat, anything in reference to what the judge had mentioned. He saw it, we read each line. Not a single document or a single point anywhere on Exhibit 12 mention anything about 5 checks or 4 checks being issued to Brownie, 3 checks being issued to Johnson, and 5 checks are issued to Docker. It was absolutely untrue. Totally a fabrication. But in order to find a point for prosecuting on theft, they have to show somebody stole something. So him...
So he manufactured that evidence?
Completely went to the factory and manufactured it. and presented it. And it lent credence to the argument, to the suspicion, to the rumor that it is very likely, given the trend of the case, read the case, you will see the trend of the case. You have the case of you have all the files, that the judge lied. It is not a very easy word that I chose. I sat
but
and
that's what it is. There's nothing else you can
exactly. I sat down and thought about it over the past couple of years. And I said, there's only one thing I can call the action of the judge. And if anybody has any element of doubt, let them go to the courts or let them see me. I'll send them a copy of the deposition of the case, the trial, the whole trial records from the court. I will send it to them. Let them look in it, read it from page 1, or ask a lawyer to do that for you. And see whether anywhere in the case,
throughout the case, no mention of checks been issued in your name.
No, absolutely not. As a matter of fact, since I've been in the Ministry of Defense, not a single check for 12 years was ever issued in my name from the Ministry of Defense. Zero. That was absolutely a lie. And that was what puzzled me. And unfortunately, I got some colleagues or some comments from some individuals talking about his county of origin. It has nothing, no iota of truth in my argument. I am from Nimba County as well.
Your mother is from Nimba County?
My mother is sitting right there in Sanukwele as I speak to you this morning. She's right there at the house. Go to Buende, where we're from. You go there, you see our house. Where my mother lived, where my uncle lived, where my grandfather died, where my uncle died. When I was living in Barkley, back in 1972, 1969, 70, 71, 72, where was he? For him to characterize that I'm going after somebody from Nimba, it is absolutely a very poor argument. But the thrust of the argument is that this is an individual who is expected to go to the highest court of the land to interpret the Constitution, to handle cases at the highest level of our judicial process.
There's no other recourse.
There is no other recourse. Whatever he says on that bench is literally with his colleagues, the final. I can't sit and then make a comment as to the characterization of someone who did something publicly. He didn't hide it in a corner. He did it publicly by introducing an element that was never brought up in the trial. It is not just unfortunate, but I believe it was a conscious thing that he did. He sat and knowingly did it, and therefore he had no remorse on what he has done. You see the ramification of his action. How many other persons he may not have done it to, or how many other persons potentially he will not do it to when he sits on the bench of the Supreme Court. It is very possible that this kind of behavior, if we don't check it, is very troubling for our judicial system. And in recent times, the international community, our diplomatic friends, civil society organizations, including members of the judiciary themselves, have said the black cow in the judiciary need to be weeded out, that corrupt judges need to be weeded out, that the system need to be readdressed. If we continuously sit down and allow the system to proceed, it will be very difficult. When I was working in government, if I look at the years back and look at his biography, there's a very, very wide gap with regard to integrity. Yeah, he's gone to court. Yes, I brought down guilty by the Supreme Court. But history is there. History is there. This case will one day be brought up, long maybe when I'm gone. Someone in law school, someone somewhere is going to take the case up on not only the judgment, but also the character of the individual that applied the judgment from the beginning. So this is why I thought it was very important. Let us bring it to the public domain, since in fact his nomination is not a public thing.
It's going to be a public matter.
Yeah, it is not a public matter. And I think our senators who are legal scholars themselves, the chairman of the judiciary is a legal scholar himself. I believe that he will see the facts. And I think the case is available. I think those senators of reputable integrity will question his integrity, specifically with regards to why he did it. And there's no excuse for that.
Mr. Samukai, this is extremely dangerous. That the state would prosecute someone and not introduce a particular piece of evidence, but that the judge, whose job it is to simply preside over that trial,
right,
would himself manufacture and introduce incriminatory or incriminating evidence
yes,
in his ruling. It's very dangerous.
it is very dangerous. And let me just add another thing that I didn't even throw up from the very beginning. We were charged for the misuse of public funds.
Yep.
Liberian criminal law does not provide any space for a sitting judge to reverse the charge that was presented against an accused. But this judge did it. This judge, we were charged for the misuse of public funds. He convicted us for the misuse of private funds. The remedy for public funds are not the same as the remedy for private funds. He reversed it and prosecuted us for the misuse of private funds.
But wait.
It's the judgment there, right in front of you.
Wait, but I have it here. I have to read the entire thing. But wait.
Judge Besser did that.
Sir, these funds were deemed public funds.
Yes.
You and your co-defendants were charged with misuse of public funds.
Yes.
Even though we all know the facts.
Yes.
But you mean Judge Yami Kwakwebeze prosecuted or presided over a trial and condemned you for misuse of private funds? What's the motivation for that?
His argument was that once the funds leave the space, the public space, and go into the personal account of the individual soldier, it means it turns from a public to a private fund, and therefore no one has authority to utilize this fund. That was his argument.
But hold on now. My question to him as a layman who's not a lawyer, then why did the state prosecute you? Why didn't the private individual prosecute you for their funds?
Exactly. That is the very reason why the integrity of this judge is being brought to question today.
But he's a terrible judge. Not
why-
only is he a dangerously corrupt judge, but he is a dangerously inept judge.
And this is precisely why it is extremely important that those with the power to confirm, those individuals entrusted with the votes of the Liberian people, those individuals who have an opportunity to rectify some of the wrongs that are coming out of the judiciary, have a unique opportunity at this time with this public document, with this public statement, to question the integrity of this individual, this honorable that is going for confirmation. Not only that, I think the credence to my statement can be picked up by the Liberian Bar Association and let them review the case to see whether the integrity of this individual should not be brought into question. And this is exactly why in our appeal to the High Court, in our 19-count appeal of constitutional violation and the violation of the law, the statutory laws of our penal code, our criminal code, criminal procedure law, that our lawyers presented, it was very disappointing, extremely disappointing.
This is scary.
It ended up the way it did. Extremely disappointing.
This is extremely scary. So I have here, this is extremely scary. Now, Mr. Samukai, we all know this case was a political witch hunt. While you are here, we want to benefit from your first-hand knowledge of some of the facts and circumstances in this matter. We know that President Sirleaf had traveled to ECOWAS, and while at ECOWAS, the matter of Mali came up. It was an extemporaneous decision the president made at the time.
That's correct.
In the heat of the moment, she committed troops to be deployed, embedded within the ECOWAS force.
That's correct.
And she called upon you to find the funds. So then you said, Madam President, we do not have any allotment for such a thing because we had not anticipated that we would be needing to deploy troops or committing troops. She said, find the money, Minister Samukai. And then it was proposed, I don't know whether by her or by yourself, that the only means by which such a matter could be done or such a thing could be funded was through the pension fund. And we're told, and she said it herself, that you were authorized to use a portion of the funds to prepare the troops for deployment, and through subsequent budgetary allotments, the funds would be reimbursed.
That's correct. So,
and then the WIA government, before she left, publicly stated that they would assume responsibility to restitute those funds. Acting on their promise, they restituted over $400,000 to the pension fund.
At the time.
At the time. Why then were you prosecuted for this matter, you and your colleagues?
You know, when you are serving in the position of the Ministry of Defense, it makes it very clear on the position of the Commander-in-Chief. You can suggest, you can recommend, but when the decision is taken, it is their job to make sure that the commander's intent is derived by employment and deployment of resources that are available, with the clear intent of what the president says. If the president says we will refund the money, it's the president. I have to believe her words. I'm not going to question her. Like Judge Bridges said, I should have questioned the president, disobeyed the president. That's what he said. He wrote in his judgment
that you should have disrespected, disobeyed the commander-in-chief.
Yes, and if I didn't like it, I'm gonna resign, walk out of the office. Read it right there. That's the judge. That is the judge.
This is the man who wants to go to the Supreme Court, for Christ's sake.
Who wants to go to the Supreme Court. Presented an argument. We show him the letter of authorization from the office of the president. He said that was immaterial to the case. That private money, therefore, private money. Private money. They both charge me for public funds. They charge me and my colleagues for the use of public funds. He said it's private funds. So he arrived at his own charge and prosecuted us on his own charge. Prosecuted us on his own charge. And look at Liberia's performance today. It makes all of us proud that we are participating in international peacekeeping. My congratulations to the leadership of the Ministry of Defense and the EFL for an extremely outstanding job that they're doing. That was what the president was talking about. People came to help us.
We should help them too when they're in need.
Yeah, the president made a decision in the middle of the budget year. We came out of La Côte d'Ivoire, then went to Abuja. General Suraj Abdurrahman and I had to take some decisions. And we did take some decisions. And that was the decision we took at the time. And it was clear of the government intention. If you look at the constraint that the government was facing between 2013 and 2022, you will see that no additional funds went to the Ministry of Defense until 2021-22 in the budget period. That was the only time.
Have been able to refund the funds that were taken out.
Yes, they've been able. The government, to the words, President Weah has been able to refund all of the money.
Yeah, they sent some money back and they paid the pension. Yeah, I know.
Yes, and they exactly stated what they said they were doing, and that is very much admirable. But I think the key thing to realize is that my understanding is that the courts have what they call friends of the court. That if you are dealing with a specific subject matter that is of a technical nature, of a nature that you don't fully understand, I understand you call experts to provide some input to the judges, either privately, openly, or during the trial, so that the courts can have an understanding of what is the specific issue that's on the way. In that way, they will understand how the Ministry of Defense function and perform. Yes, I know he talked about fiduciary responsibility. I'm fully much aware of that, of what my responsibilities are. How you think I became Minister of Defense after all these years? After all these years, over 40 years of public service, 40 years of public service. So I understand my fiduciary responsibility.
Precisely.
I work in the international domain, managing millions of dollars, multi-million dollars, and including contracts.
For the United Nations.
For the United Nations, not a single dime. Not a single dime. I was making sufficient money working for the UN. Ask somebody at the age in which I was, having worked for the UN just 7 years, from a low level, I left from there comfortably. So I want to say that the High Court of any country will expect that individuals nominated will be properly vetted in a manner that bring to bear his integrity threshold, the corruption index. Those things need to cross, specifically when it comes to the Supreme Court or the High Court of any country. And I believe that this is fair to the listeners. I believe it is even fair to the judge so that he will learn his lesson. And other judges who are sitting out there will also learn their lessons, that this thing has to stop.
The question has to be asked him in the confirmation hearing. That's going to be our campaign now.
Right.
The judge has to answer because now he's going to be subjected. Only once will we have the opportunity to subject him to question.
That's correct.
He has to answer to his record or for his record. Why did he introduce evidence that was not introduced by the state? He has to answer that. It's very, very important. Now, Mr. Samukai, the issue here is people believe that you were witch hunted, you and your colleagues, because you were in the race to become senator of Lofa County, and they knew you would win, and win you did. Do you believe that to be true, that the reason why this case was brought up had everything to do with your bid for senator?
You know, I have put myself in the public domain. You know, in Liberia, they got something called tabadu. I think the Grebo or Kuru or something put on the southeastern, they say tabadu.
They put it in Pamboro and dinner.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that is so unique, it makes the food to taste good. If you put it there, not correct. So my name had become a part of that. But not knowing they were promoting me, by their action, they were promoting, yes. I know it impacted my record in my country. But people in the international arena who knows me know that I don't play those kind of games. They have seen the document. They have audited the documents. They know I don't play that stuff. I didn't take no money to go build a hotel that does not, my salary is not capable of doing. Even though I didn't take any loan from the bank. I didn't take any money to go build a swimming pool in the middle of the hotel. I mean, sitting with his salary that is where it is. I'm not that kind of person. So I think that I see this case mainly from the standpoint of the law. Let us assume that people had an issue with me going to politics. Let's make that assumption. And that assumption is fair. It's a fair assumption exactly as you have stated. But the case went to the judiciary. Isn't that expected that these are people of integrity? Isn't that expected that these are people who are supposed to be quote unquote independent of the other branch of government? Isn't that expected that this individual will have guts and balls and whatever you call it in order for them to make the right decision and interpret the law correctly? Isn't that expected that they are to provide us with the relief, the final relief of justice and fairness? So I hold them responsible. I don't hold the executive responsible for bringing the case up against me. Yeah, they can bring up any case against even you, against anyone. But it is the courts, it is our reliance on the dispensing of justice and fairness that we rely upon.
That's a brilliant point.
Only on the executive for taking up the political issue. But let us also look at where we have a constitutional relief. That constitutional relief comes from those men and women who are appointed as judges and associate justices in the location in which they are. It is that credibility that we are talking about. It is that credibility of judges of the judicial system that we must rely upon, that we must go to the gallows fighting for that. Do you know how many people died? They killed Noah Flomo many years ago. What came out of it? They killed these people, these auditors. What have come out of it?
Nothing.
I mean, this is the troubling thing we are talking about. That judges have a unique responsibility prescribed by the gown that they wear and the oath that they take to provide fairness to all of us. Judges that go in the corner, they call themselves the black cow, that receive funds under the table. People have cases in the courts. The courts will never bring the case up until you provide them funding. This has to stop. I know there are those who will be criticizing that I'm going after the judge because he's from Nimba County. I'm from Nimba County. My mother's from there.
That's a Nimba brother.
Yes, yes. Yes, my brother, but fairness has to be played. We have to be fair to each other.
True.
He's not wrong. He cannot go down at the end of the day not realizing his wrong. This is why we have to bring it up.
You're not the only one with bone to pick with Yami Kokogbese. He has a very solid reputation as a judge, one that is very unenviable. Why would such a man with a track record of excesses and flaws and you know, lack of integrity, why would he get picked to be named to the Supreme Court?
Your guess is as good as mine, but you know, liberal tribe in rumor.
I am concerned, sir, because the elections are coming. Bwaka wants to ask some questions. Let me say this, then my co-host Bwaka will ask you some questions. The reason why I'm concerned, folks, and this is to our people, is that the elections are coming. And we know how elections are very chaotic. Disagreements arise and grow out of elections. We might have to go to court to solve or to resolve some of these disputes. Having a man like Yami Kokogbese on the bench is worrisome. It's a scary thing. A judge who is brave enough to manufacture evidence and introduce it in a court trial or in his ruling when the prosecution, when the government lawyers did not present such evidence. This man's a dangerous man. So that is why we are even more concerned about what he might do.
It is very concerning about the individual. Even though he's going, even though it is a group of persons that may have their own individual opinion about any court matter or any matter, you know, before them. But I think he, as an individual, it is best that now it gets captured so that everyone will know and understand that this is the kind of person I've been nominated, and in fact, it provides a very good public space, for authorities that have the power to see that this individual is not someone to consider, that he's going to a place for life, and he will be the one where your colleagues supposed to be the one where your colleagues sitting down, adjudicating, listening, and rendering opinion on matters that have no further appeal. This judge, in my opinion, is legally corrupt.
He is very corrupt.
Judge, in my opinion, need to be vetted by his colleagues in the Liberal National Bar Association for their own opinion. I challenge him. I challenge him as a judge. I challenge him as a legal scholar. I challenge him as someone who thinks he's going to be fair, to take the threshold of his integrity to the Bar Association. Let the Bar Association review what I've said. Let the Bar Association exonerate him if what I've said is wrong. Let the public see another side that is independent, that will not come over view. This judge induced evidence that is being brought to the public. How many other cases has his action not affected their lives? How many other cases has he not done it to these individuals? How many other cases have, for whatever reason, he has not been fair? How do we know what he's going to do tomorrow? Whether it is an election matter, whether it's a constitutional matter, whether it is a matter requiring a judicial review, a review by the Supreme Court, what do we know this judge is going to do? We don't know, but we know what he has already done that we can address today. And this is the very fundamental reason why I felt it was extremely important to put myself on record, to talk about the character of the judge specific to my case, that he was legally corrupt in his actions in my case, that his integrity has been brought on the line because he has not proven that the dust should not settle until he understands that his action had affected a whole group of people lives by what he has done.
Thank you, sir. Now, Bwaka, you may ask former Minister Samukai your questions.
Okay, thank you so much, Minister Samukai. Former Minister Samukai. My question here is that I want to know the present relationship between you and former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. I'm asking this because during your turn at the Supreme Court or at the court, you authorized by her to use the AFL money. And when the case was going on, there wasn't a word from her to come up and say, oh, yes, I authorize him to use that particular fund. And I asked the present government to do what it's supposed to do, meaning they should pay back. And George Weah and his administration pay certain portion, that's $400,000 of the money. But now the former president is mute on this. She was mute on your entire situation. What's the relationship between you and her personally?
Oh, but the relationship between me and my bosses are excellent. I'm always humble and appreciative for opportunity given me to serve my country. I have excellent relationship with all my former bosses, all, not even one. I have no malice anywhere against anyone. But let me also state that I think it will also be good if at some point in time, our colleagues in the media, like Henry, like others that are in the media, to go to see President Salif. She's right on the airfield. She can't get up by herself to start talking on a specific subject like my case. Let somebody address the issue to her. Let somebody question her. She's living. Go there. I believe strongly if you were to make that request, Henry, if you were to make that request to her, that you like to talk specifically only on this matter, I believe she would give it serious consideration. I also have excellent relationship with the former vice president, not only in relations, but also personally. I also have a very good relationship with President Weah as well. So I don't hold any malice as a public servant as to what happened to me. I don't feel anything other than that which I'm speaking about today. That if it wasn't because of the kind of attitude of the kind of judge that we have in Basic, I wouldn't be where I'm sitting. If it wasn't because of the nature of the way he's interpreted the law, I wouldn't be sitting here today. If it wasn't because he did what he did, that legally being corrupt, I wouldn't be sitting where I'm sitting today. So I think it is very important that the Liberian Senate, they should not fall into the disgrace of approving someone who has publicly known or is publicly known to have a criminally induced evidence in a very open trial that led to the prosecution of individuals. A judge who induced evidence on his own in a case. A judge who turned on the side of the prosecution and prosecuted someone for a charge for which he was never charged. This is the judge that is expected to go up to the Supreme Court. He needs to bear the consequences of his action, just as I'm bearing the consequences of my action. And if you think that what I've said in the public domain is false, is legally wrong, I challenge him. Let us go to the Bar Association. Let us go to the Bar Association. That is the only legal association in the country that can challenge whether anything happened in the courts, whether anything happened in the government legally, that they have a different opinion or they want to express a statement, opinion, suggestion, or anything of that specific nature. So that another Liberian politician should not fall prey to that. And I pray to God that the future will not be as it is today with us, in which persons that we trust, people who have taken a solemn oath, people who are confirmed by persons elected to serve their people, the public trust for you to go and serve, for you to induce evidence and criminally prosecute someone, it should never happen again to any other Liberian. Because the Liberian people deserve better. So I can tell you my relationship with my former bosses, the present chief, everything is perfect. I hold no matter against them.
Waga, your next question, Waga.
Yeah, Mr. Samukai, when you say your relationship is good with your former boss, I accept that. But if you asking us to go and ask your former boss, Madam Ellen Johnson Sally, when the case of her son was raised, or when he was taken to court, or even to the South Beach, she reached out to the government. She spoke on issues, but not your case. So we never went to her doing a trial of her son. She spoke out, she reached out to the president, and she did what she's supposed to, she should have done, and he was exonerated. But not your case. That's why I'm asking if you guys are in a cordial relationship. And my second question is that do you think Yami Bese was influenced by the government to do what he did to you?
On your first question, I think there are two different cases here. I understand what you're saying, that maybe she should have come, maybe she chose not to, or maybe we didn't go to her to come up publicly. But there's still an opportunity. Opportunity is not lost. The opportunity is not lost, and I believe that those who are listening, I'm sure some of her friends or colleagues or staff will be listening, and I've stated publicly that the opportunity is there. Make a request, and I believe strongly that she will address that question specifically. What was your second question again?
Do you think the judge basically was influenced by elements in the current regime to do what he did to you? What do you think was his motivation for such a diabolical and malicious act against you?
It is easier for me to blame somebody else for his action. That's what I don't want to do. That's the excuse he wants to find. I will not give him that privilege or opportunity. He wants to find an excuse that somebody came and put you under pressure.
He's not a small
child. That Serena Sivers visited him, which I talk about on the 22nd of that Sunday. The rumor that Serena Sivers were in her office on the day of the judgment early that morning. I'm not going to give him that benefit to say let's blame somebody else. No, he the judge. He Yami Bese as the judge. I hold him responsible for lack of integrity. I hold him responsible for being legally wrong in his action. He must bear his own weight. It is him that we should bear the responsibility on. Let us not shift the blame to the state. Let us not shift the blame to even Serena Sivers. Let us not shift the blame to even the prosecution. Let's put it before him. Why is he a judge? Why is he a judge? Why are they appointed as judges? Why are they appointed as associate justices? If they don't have the guts and balls to be there, let them get out.
Yep. That's a brilliant response, brilliant answer.
And Henry, I think the lady who has her land has been taken over by someone with influence or affluence. The young market boy who credited his money to somebody of affluence who don't want to pay. I mean, how many other persons you will give example to that have been affected, that may have been affected, impacted by such action of Judge Bese? How do we know? He goes to court, he sits before the bench, or he speaks the law. You should read the deposition of my case. Read the trial records. See how he was ruling. You will see that he was ruling like a lawyer. Unfortunately, by twist of fate that he wants to run away from now, I'm not going to blame nobody. I blame him. Whatever happened that Sunday on the 22nd of May, whatever happened that Tuesday on the 24th of March, March, 22nd of March and 24th of March, whatever happened that day, I blame him. He is to blame. He shouldn't blame nobody. He shouldn't put it on Nimba County. I mean, yes, he was recommended by, reports are saying he was recommended by his mentor or his protege, whatever. That's fine. Anybody can recommend him.
Recommended him, yes.
Yeah, I mean, even if you are recommended by Kokwa, I mean, I know that he took charge of corporate business, legal business practice when it was time. I know that he's sitting where he sits.
Because
I can see that in the U.S. system, a judge who was accused of this will go to judicial review by his peers. But you think they have the guts, they have the integrity threshold to do so? Now says no. Do I trust them? No, I don't trust them. Do I believe that they're fair? No, I don't believe that they are fair. And I think we hope that this exposure of Judge Bese will bring to bear to other judges and anyone in any bench sitting anywhere. Please, the Liberian people expect you to take the oath that you took and the God that you serve into consideration in your decision. Fairness is not an imbalance. Fairness is a balanced situation.
Thank you very much, former Minister Brownie Samukai, former Senator-elect, the legitimately elected senator of the people of Lofa, by the people of Lofa, to represent the people of Lofa, who was denied, who the people of Lofa were denied of, and who was denied of his legitimate authority given to him by the people of Lofa to serve them. We thank you for coming on this morning, for gracing our platform, for speaking to this very important issue. We will continue to lift the issue prominently, and hoping that the Senate committee members will raise this issue because it is very important. This matter is gravely concerning because we're in critical times. Elections are coming. There might be election disputes growing out of the elections that might go before the Supreme Court, or there might be times when this man might be the justice in chamber, presiding justice in chamber, and we're very concerned because he clearly has no penchant for the law, for following the law. He has no respect, no regard for the law, and he and integrity are like day and night, and so that is very concerning. We thank you for coming on this morning. We want to give you a minute to close up.
Thank you very much, Henry, for the privilege and opportunity to speak this morning. I will hope that our Liberian senators who are listening, who will have the privilege and opportunity to probe into this into the nomination of this judge, that you reject him in the final analysis. If you choose to confirm it, that's your own conscience. Tomorrow, the Liberian people will know what you did, and you'll be going for election. And an issue may come out, and you take it to the bench, and you see how you will be judged. But you have an opportunity right now, not just to make a decision, but to go further into allowing integrity test to form part of that decision, allowing the issue of corruption index and the propensity to corrupt acts to form part of that decision. For you to distinguish yourself in a manner that you're not afraid to stand up to someone like a judge, who most likely when he gets rejected, he'll be sitting and waiting for us to appear before his court. But let that be the future. Let it be that you were able to make the right decisions. Judge Basic induced evidence that led to a conviction. Judge Basic, by whatever means he did, legally corrupted the system by the kind of justice he said he was dispensing. He's not someone to trust. He's not a man of integrity. He's not someone that can interpret the law correctly. He should not be represented within our judicial system. I think letting go back to the hotel that he has in Ganta that he built, a fabulous hotel, excellent investment, but where the money came from. I'm saying to you.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, yes, go and see the swimming pool that he built immediately after my case. But, you know, that's another...
So he added a swimming pool to the hotel after your case?
Yes, a big swimming pool to the hotel. Take a salary for the next 20 years. You don't have the money.
Let me ask you, Minister, former Minister, is it not against the judicial canon that judges should operate and own businesses?
Well, it's there. I told you, men of integrity would have conducted a judicial review. Men of integrity who have conducted judicial review on the conduct and character of this person I'm talking about. But again, let me just say thank you, Henry, for the privilege and opportunity. I think I needed to say this, and my colleagues, JJ and Numa, are listening, and they know exactly what I'm saying. And thank God you have the facts right in your hand. Right in your hand. It is not in the public domain. I will hope that the public will have a chance to go and read it themselves.
I will publish the document. Rest assured.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So it's a privilege and honor. Thanks, Henry, and good luck to you.
Thank you very much. You have a beautiful day now. Thanks for coming. Well, folks, there you have it. So I didn't know that Judge Yamin Kwekwe owns a big hotel, fabulous hotel in Nima County. And that after the Brownie Samukai case, he added a swimming pool, a fabulous swimming pool. But why? It is against the judicial canon for judges to own and operate businesses. It's against the law.
Yeah.
It is against the law.
Costa, we don't respect laws in our country now. So everybody just going against the law. Even
And
judges.
just so you know, Yami Kwakwebese was appointed, was nominated, was recommended by Kokwa, who has now retired as Chief Justice. When Kokwa was appointed to the Supreme Court bench, Yami Kwakwebese was the one who Kokwa hired to run his law firm. He ran Kokwa's law firm. All the corrupt deeds that Yami Kwakwebese was engaged in as a judge was largely Kokwa was involved. Yami Kwakwebese, all the appointments he received sitting on that bench that he was sitting on, the criminal court, it was Kokwa who appointed him to that bench, to that particular court, because the Chief Justice assigns judges and magistrates to the various courts. The president may appoint judges, but once they are appointed, they now fall under the authority of the Chief Justice. So that's Kokwa's guy. Kokwa is extremely corrupt. It's a very rotten to the core guy. And Yami Kwakwebese is exactly like him. And to know that Kokwa was raised and even named after Michael Kpakala Francis. Yeah, named Michael Francis Kokwa, his son. He named one of his sons, Michael Kokwa, after the late Michael Kpakala Francis. Why do you think the name is Francis Kokwa? They named him after Michael Kpakala Francis. Michael Kpakala Francis took him and reared him. He stayed with him like his son. And that Kokwa would be this despicable human being. A far cry from the impeccable integrity of the man who reared him. Just goes to show that you may rear the child or you may raise the child. Now rear, so some people be like, oh, what they call us? Yeah, rear is a good one. It's R-E-A-R, rear. So I'm gonna get rear you. Or they may raise you. Rear, that may confirm that.
And the man said that Costa, he
will be a bad person.
Yeah, he said he will finish all the cases on his docket before he can turn the office over.
Who?
Francis.
Also, he's not leaving, but he's gonna leave them on September.
Yeah, but what the man said. He said consistent with law, he have to finish all the cases on his docket before he can.
He want to eat the last chopping now. The last chopping he want chop before he can go. Yeah, that one he want to do now. Bad man. You see him, so Francis Kokwa, wicked guy, Kokwa, wicked human being. When you even hear by the way he treats his own wife, you'll be like, what? His wife, he treats the woman like nothing, like trash. Kokwa, it's a wicked guy. You see him, so he let car in it. You go to your house and get one fence opposite your house, right? The Congo town there. In that fence, so cars he got parking there. Small little tight man from Nima Kante. He let car in it. You see him sitting in a big yellow Ford Expedition. When they put there say, hey, Congo people back. 40 years now, Congo people buying power. That there. 42 years, since 1980. Since 1980. When people are bad, people are bad. It doesn't matter what tribe they are or what their ethnicity is. These people, Georgia is lining the court with social people. Okay? You got Yusuf Kaba, who will do Georgia's bidding. You got Joseph Nangbe, who is very, very sick. He has been in Ghana receiving treatment for months. The man sick, the man won't resign. And the man very sick. Anyway, folks, our time is up. You have yourself a good day now. We will be here tomorrow morning. Bye-bye. Today is what day, brother?
Today is Thursday, the 8th.
Thursday, the 8th. Thank you very much. We'll be back here tomorrow.
All right.
Hey, I got our English correct. Rare is a word. R-E-A-R. In that context that I use it is correct. You can rear somebody's child. Oh yeah, them men were rear. So now like man can say them men's a self-reared child. It means that the person groomed himself or herself. So rear is a word, R-E-A-R, rear. That's a good, correct word. I used it in the correct context. Please understand. Yeah. Thank you very much. God bless you. Have yourselves a wonderful, blessed day. Bye-bye.